Crypto regulation bill is finally here, and we are going to talk about it in this video. So again, two U.S. senators have come together to pass a crypto regulation bill, and this regulation bill is basically going to regulate the crypto industry or set the framework for regulating the crypto industry. And this is so fascinating, and I'm so happy we finally got to this point just because it creates clarity around the industry. I'm going to break down some of the things that are actually in the article or inside of the bill, and we are going to get right into this. So crypto is forever changing the world, and again, these two senators have released this bill or partnered up to release this bill. So they talk about Bitcoin mining. They talk about which department, whether it's the SEC or it's the Commodities Exchange, is going to manage crypto. They talk about securities and commodities. They talk about, I think I mentioned Bitcoin mining. They talk about tethered stable coins, central bank coins, and just everything, even giving tax laws and tax credits up to $200. They talk about how miners that get paid will not have to pay taxes until they convert their Bitcoin or tokens into fiat. So this is incredible. And I actually think the bill is actually better than I would have personally thought. So two senators released their long-awaited regulation in cryptocurrency just as calls for new rules to protect investors reach a fever pitch showing the run of the stablecoin Terra and its sisters. So Senators Cynthia Lumens and Kirsten Gillibrand proposed a bill, and they dubbed it the Responsible Financial Innovation Act. Under the proposed release Tuesday, crypto exchanges and product offerings will have to disclose risk of losses, how assets are treated in the event of bankruptcy, while consumers are guaranteed the right to keep and control digital assets they own. The legislation creates a common set of definitions for digital assets, virtual currency, payment stablecoins, and smart contracts that everyone can abide by, and the bill also attempts to settle the score between the Securities Exchange Commission and the Commodities Future Trading Commission to define which agency has jurisdiction over what. This is incredible. So the bill creates regulatory clarity for agencies charged with supervising digital assets, and tailored regulatory framework for stablecoins integrates digital assets into our existing tax and banking laws. So it explains what are digital assets. The bill makes a clear distinction between digital assets that are securities and those that are commodities by looking at how that asset is used. And so under the regulation, most cryptocurrencies are deemed commodities, which is really good, and gives the CFTC clear authority over digital asset spot markets, noting that digital assets that meet the definition of a commodity, including Bitcoin and Ether, will be regulated by the CFTC. Smaller tokens like Cardano and Solana will be considered as ancillary assets and presumed to be commodity, unless the use of those tokens met exclusions that would kick them over to the SEC's purviews as securities. So again, this legislation is happening now, and it's just changing the world. And the bill also directs the CFTC and the SEC to study and develop a proposal for self-regulatory organization that would work with regulators to help increase efficiency and supervision. So it's essentially potentially going to create another regulatory body to manage crypto and all of this stuff. So they talk about regulating stable coins. Unlike Biden's administration recommendation, the bill doesn't require that all stable issuers become banks to be overseen by bank regulations. Instead, the bill requires a 100% reserve asset type and detailed disclosure requirements for all issuers to guarantee that stablecoin holders can redeem the stablecoin in exchange for equivalent dollar value. That is huge, especially after the Terra Luna. The crypto tax breakups for $200. So under the bill, capital gains up to $200 from cryptocurrencies will be exempted from taxes, a change from the $600 threshold the senators initially considered. Decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs, as they're commonly known as, will be recognized as business entities under the tax code. So a DAO would have to be properly incorporated or organized under the laws of a jurisdiction as a decentralized autonomous organization, which may include an LLC, corporation, partnership, foundation, cooperative. So they basically just want to be able to know who owns this DAO, who's running this DAO, and who's liable if something happens with that DAO. So the key thing is, if people are investing and they're looking for profits, or if there's potential speculation of profits, they want that group of people to be accountable for whatever it is that those potential profits can be. And if people lose their money, they need to hold somebody accountable. So the fact that they're making DAOs, like you need to make an LLC, a corporation, a partnership, it's just to show like who can we sue if something goes wrong with that DAO, or who can we hold accountable, I should say. And the legislation also narrows the definition of what constitutes a crypto broker for tax reporting requirements after the infrastructure bill defined it so broadly, causing uproar in the industry. It also delays its implementation to January 2025. The bill clarifies the tax treatments of different players. So elsewhere, the bill directs, including that miners and other validators are not brokers for tax purposes, and that their rewards won't be considered income until redeemed for cash. That's huge. So if a miner gets paid in Bitcoin for keeping the blockchain going, they're not going to have to pay taxes until they convert their Bitcoin into actual fiat money. Elsewhere, the bill directs different studies, including commissions. So they're talking about studies. Another study the senators are commissioning. While the senators rolling out that legislation as one large bill, it will likely get broken up and introduced as standalone bills, offering a better chance of getting sections through committees for passage. So Senator Lummis and Gilbert and their staffs have spoken with other senators, including members of the Senate Banking, and have included important issues from multiple senators. So this is huge. This is huge. This is huge. Thank you to you two senators for actually coming together and making this happen. And I'm going to be covering more about this just because this is like the most interesting story, at least right now. So crypto regulation is coming, but crypto regulation is actually good for the space because it just creates more clarity and gets rid of some of that speculation and that scamminess of crypto. So thank you, both of you all. And again, if you guys don't understand what is Bitcoin and blockchain technology, I wrote this book called What is Bitcoin? Understanding Bitcoin and Blockchain Made Simple. I'm going to put a link in the description. I'm going to put a link to this article, and I'm also going to put a link to this video, I believe. Hold on. There's a video with the senators basically just talking about crypto regulation, and they have some people on there. I'm going to find that video, but I'll put a link in the description as well. So that way you can actually see what's going on. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.